calling regarding a communication you received advising of an issue that is impacting your service? In a few words, please tell me what you're calling about.
I ain't got no internet.
Okay. Issues with your internet service.
No, it's not okay.
One moment while I pull up your information. I'm not seeing an internet outage in your area.
Really?
Almost done. I'm just checking your equipment. Please tell me what you need help with. Intermittent
Turning the goddamn internet back on.
You have no internet connection at all. Is that right?
For the third damn time. Yes. I have no internet. Jesus
Sorry, if you're having this
Christ.
issue with only one device, say one device, or press 1.
Now, I got a lot of devices. I don't got internet on all of them. Let me sit here and fuck with the phone for a minute for you. Pop quiz. For me.
You wanted to talk to a representative. Is that right?
Yes, please. You monkey fuck.
All right. I'll get someone to help you. Before I get someone to help you, please give
Here's
me
the
your
blah
four-digit
blah. The
signature.
blah blah is the blah 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 blah. And we're gonna talk blah blah until you start hearing shit like Charlie Brown did, and then we're gonna say something relevant, and then we blah 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 blah. What? Yeah.
Sorry, please say or enter your 4-digit security code.
I don't have
You
a
can also-
goddamn code. It's on the bill that you ain't sent yet. You explained it to me last night when you tried to put me through to a department that was fucking closed. Remember that? 15 minutes on hold?
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm having difficulty.
You're sorry.
Let me transfer you to a customer service representative. One moment, please. Thank you for calling Spectrum. All of our customer service
They
representatives...
busy. Y'all hang on a
are
minute
other
till they
callers.
ain't busy.
Rather than wait on hold...
Can I help you today?
I don't have any internet, bud.
Don't have any internet. Okay. That'd be frustrating there not being able to get to the internet there. Something I can look at from here and just have me pull up the account here. I have your name and the address on the account.
Yeah, well, that's instantly where we're going to have a problem, bud. Let's see. I don't really know where to start. So let me just pick a place at random. You asked for my name. So my name is Yamaza. Yamaza Ho. I'm at 109 West, where the hell am I? West Poplar and West Poplar Avenue in Carrboro, North Carolina, 27510.
Okay, you got like an apartment number or...
Apartment J.
Okay. All right, look it over here. I can just pull it up here.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get comfortable here for this call because they take a while, don't they? Mm-hmm. Fruit juicy. Fruit juicy. Oh man, I would pause the thing, but I hate for you to miss one exciting moment. He's looking. He's trying to make sense of it now. No, did anybody hear the part that I play that? We're showing more than one account. So the machine could do it. There, he's ready. All right. Yes, sir.
Would this account be like in another person's name or?
Well, nope. What happened? No, I think I know what you're looking at, bud. That's the whole damn problem right there. is what you're looking at. You see an order for a deburglar at this location. But what's supposed to happen is I just moved, bud, from another location. Simple process, right? Just let us know. Carry your equipment with it and let us know when you get there. Well, I did that. And I got my services transferred over, I thought. I've had internet for the past almost solid month. And I unplugged it last night for cleaning purposes in my new place. And I plugged it back in, it ain't worked since. So I called the little monkeys. I don't know, hell, it was 1 or 3, it was about 12 o'clock then. And they scrambled and tried to figure out for about 30 minutes till somebody came back and asked me the same question you just did. And then, I got an order put here. The man promised me all kind of stuff for the order. And then when the order got here, I called to check on the order, and no, that wasn't what was sold to me at all. I knew it. I knew it. It sounded too good to be true. You know why? Because it was. So I sent that back. That included waiting 3 or 4 days for FedEx to pick it up, having to call back, having to get another thing, sent a box out to me, had a return label on it for FedEx. FedEx never picked it up. Sent one of their little monkeys out to pick it up. And I knew right then, I recorded it. I even said right there on the recording, this is going to be a problem. I've never dealt with them where they tried to handle something that they got it right. And this is no exception, bud. So now you are stuck with me trying to straighten this whole thing out.
Actually, I need to get you over to sales. They're the one that can straighten out here.
Man, if you didn't transfer me, I wouldn't know what to do. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't believe it. I would be sure that I had called the wrong people all to begin with. And guess what, bud? They gonna transfer me to somebody else.
Yeah, like I said, what I'm seeing,
man. You know, the only thing that can make this better is if I was getting paid. Everybody else is. And here's this fucked up thing. All I'm trying to do is be a good customer. I just want the internet and pay you when I'm due. Pay you. I'll pay you now if that's the issue. Won't nobody want the money. Everybody wants to act like there's some kind of magical process. Yes, sir, bud. It's been, I tell you what, I got a channel on YouTube. It's Your Mazza Ho. Your Mazza Ho. You ain't got to watch it. You ain't got to watch nothing on it. But you ought to click through one day and just look and see how many videos I have of my interaction with Spread'em. And I'm just one person. I know this. I know this is one thing's lacking in my life. I need a job application from Spread'em. I know that's the truth. But I'll let you transfer me to my next thing, bud. I've been, 12 hours now. No internet. Nothing to do. Sitting here watching the blank screen with my thumb up my butt, and I'm not very happy about it. I'm really not.
Okay, I understand.
I bet you don't, bud. I bet you don't understand how in the hell I had to hook my original service up. I had to drill the hole. I had to run the cable because the first representative lied, said I wasn't home when I carried the rep. I was on the phone with another representative. Turned out to be the same one he was talking to, trying to lie so to say that I wasn't there, wasn't coming to the door, so he wouldn't have to work. Well, I blew that little thing out of the water for him. He still got mad and refused to do the work, so they sent somebody else out. That's when I knew that was going to be a problem. I drilled the damn hole. I said, here, just stick the wire in the hole. Can you do that? No, he couldn't do that. I had to do it. I'm disabled, bud. I went in the house and did it my damn self. Then about a month after that, you sent me a bill for, I don't know, $100 and some damn dollars. Whoa, you told me $50 a month, because that's what it was then. And then after about 3 months, you went up 10% on the bill, $55. Then I moved. You got the wrong location. put the thing on the wrong location, then called me back a month later and said, well, we're discontinuing your service because you're, and I said, wait a minute, hold it. That ain't my problem. That's, you did this. You do it for a living, and you screwed it up. It's one little thing. So you go, the little 20 and want to charge somebody $20 to correct it. I said, no, I don't care if it needs to be corrected. You're going to correct it, and you're not going to charge me $20 for your mistake. And now here I am just a few months later, and guess what I did? I moved to a new location, and everybody in Spread'em, they got no idea what's going on. No idea ever since. Man, no, you don't understand, but I'm telling you, that's just part of it, bud. That's just part of it. No, you don't understand. So I appreciate you go ahead and transfer me to somebody that does understand and get my internet back on. Will you do that for me?
Okay, sure. I got you ready to be transferred. You have a good rest of your day.
Woo-wee. Well, you see what I'm going to spend most of mine doing.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'm waiting for that job application, too. Drop that in the mail like that FedEx box that was supposed to be here.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. This is Sal. How can I try to help you this morning?
Yeah, I like that part. I don't have any internet,
Hello?
bud.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Solomon. How can I help you? Thank you for calling Spectrum.
I don't have any internet.
Oh, so you need internet services?
The internet services I had were just fine until last night, and I unplugged the thing and then plugged it back up. And I called, and after about an hour and a half of being transferred and 2 or 3 different calls, finally figured out that y'all don't even know who's living here. You got no idea. So you're trying to bill one person, another person lives here. You got confused on the whole thing, so to protect you, I guess, you shut the whole thing down till you figured it out. And then had the audacity to put me on hold and wait for somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning, knowing that the person you transferring me to ain't even there. Won't be there till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Didn't tell me that. That was your idiot test. Well, guess what? I failed it. I was so stupid that I stayed on the phone for about 20 more minutes waiting for somebody to pick it up, didn't I? That's how stupid your customers are. So, yep, here I am, bud. It was pretty funny, wasn't it? It was hilarious, wasn't it? Y'all still laughing at me, ain't you?
Nah, I prefer not to try to laugh at
Damn.
someone like that at 1 o'clock.
Here he is. Look, he's calling back. Y'all, no, it's the same guy. He's calling back. Oh, God, here he goes. Oh, shh. Oh, all right, y'all be quiet. Here he goes. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah.
We do not get to see it like that, I promise. But I try to get you taken care of this morning because we are all here. And I'm sorry that there was an issue at 1 o'clock in the morning and it didn't get handled properly.
Bud,
I apologize for that.
But I'll tell you, you can go to my channel and look at all the videos that I got with Spread'em's name on it. You got a whole lot of apologizing to do. I'd tell you what, just stop while you're ahead. Don't apologize
to nothing else. Don't worry, I planned on it. Don't worry, I did plan on it. Well, I do understand that there's some issues going on, so I just want to confirm that I do have the address that you're at as 109 West, I want to say Poplar Avenue, Apartment J.
That's correct.
All right, and the name on the account is the Bergner.
That account. Let's go ahead and fix this one right now.
Okay.
I came to a new location. I was sharing internet with somebody at the old location. I was going to let them keep that account. I made this account because there was an offer. There was an offer that enticed me to call for. Okay. All right. Well, I got an offer. I got the whole thing set up, and then when it got here, guess what? The package didn't include everything the man told me. They just went, oh, he didn't tell you that. And I said, well, you go on my channel and listen to the damn video. Yes, he did told me that. Well, they didn't want to honor it. So I said, okay, well, you don't have to honor it. So I don't want your equipment. Come get it. So they said, well, okay, basically, okay. So things sat out there for 4 days. I had to pull it in out of rain, one of them, because I was who's going to come get it? So I called back, didn't I? What order? What order? The one that's sitting on the front, but we'll come get it. Sent me a box that had a return label in it. FedEx return label. I put it on the box. I put the new equipment in the box. Never took it out of the old box. It fit in the new box. Said, okay, your stuff's here. Did FedEx come pick it up? No. A spread 'em monkey come pick it up. And I knew right then, I grabbed my camera. I said, this is going to be a problem. You wait and see. Watch and see. Well, here it is, problem. No, that's not the account, bud. In fact, I just called, and that account it says I've got a $70-some credit. What the hell's a credit on somebody that don't have an account? So I'm going to need that money put back in my account in my bank where it came from so I can use it to pay you for the account that's supposed to be here. That would be your Ho. See, that account originated at number 4 Amity Court in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Then about a year or so later, we moved to Woodcrest. That's the previous address to here. That was just last month. 102A Woodcrest Drive, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27516.
Hold on 1 second, I'm trying to write all that down. So 27516.
That's correct. So then I got there, got the address, told them, I just moved. I moved the stuff over here. Stuff don't work. They said, oh, you can't do that. We've got to, you didn't tell nobody. So I don't know what had to happen, but it had to happen. And then I had to call 3 more times. And finally somebody told me, oh, we established you a new service at that location. So you have to go online to fix this yourself. Well, don't y'all do this for a living? Don't you think somebody would have told it? All right, so we got that. You know, I've had internet ever since, and happy me until I moved, and the same damn thing. And so guess what? No, it wasn't. I was there, and then I got a call from Spread'em and said, who is this, and where do you live? I was like, what do you? How do I have service and you don't know the answer to these questions? And so they was, well, somebody's trying to move in. And I said, I got people next door trying to move in. Well, that'd be, well, where do you live? Well, yeah, I said, where I am. Well, we have it as over here. I said, well, fix it. That's not my problem. They said, well, yeah, it is, because we got to charge you. I said, hell no. No, you're not charging me to fix your mistake when you do this for a living. Absolutely not. Fix my account. Don't charge me to go for it. I'm not paying it, so it doesn't matter. So everything I thought was fine until that's when I moved over here. Then the same damn thing. Had internet for this past all this time, but I've been here since the 12th of last month. Turned the internet on, had to call the people to turn it on. They fixed it. Within 5 minutes, the thing was up and running. I've had it ever since. I unplugged it last night so I could clean behind it, plugged it up, and now all of this. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows the address. They don't know which account goes what. They don't. And again, everybody does this for a living. That's what y'all do. So, can you help me straighten this out, bud? Do I have the right one?
I'm going to do my best to try to get it done on this call here. I do understand that you don't want to keep bouncing from department to department, but... And
you know, that's another thing that really concerns me, because you are the second person I've heard use that term, bounce. I hate to think that that's something that happens to your customers so often that y'all have a term for it.
Well, unfortunately, in the English language, you have many terms for many things that can happen
to
a person.
No, we're not talking about mine.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it can just happen at one particular company, but we all have been on a phone call where we got bounced around. So
that's it.
That is something that is relatable to even you. So I figured I'd use that. But with that being said, we're going to try to get you taken care of. Like I said, that's the main objective. One of the first things I'm going to do here is try to pull up one of these 2 accounts to see which one actually is you. And then we can start working our way back from there, okay? Now, my job is to help you with your connectivity needs and see what we can do to save you some money today. So that's what I'm going to try to do to the best of my abilities. So with that being said, you had internet working at the household. when you had your internet working, were you getting any issues like buffering or not being able to watch the content you prefer to watch?
I want to say none whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be. Of course, I imagine that's not true because of the inconvenience that I suffered, that I just mentioned at the other location, with the going to charge me, with the we messed it up, with the I got a high-speed something added to my package for 3 years. Whether I closed the account and started for a year and started back up, that would carry over. That's what I was told. It's a verbal agreement. It's legal and binding in North Carolina, if I can find a lawyer. And it's on my channel, every word of it. So whether that happened or not, maybe it did. I didn't have any internet issues over there. So this was under that account, Yamaza Ho. The reason, look, Bud, you are speaking to D. Bergner, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know who the hell Yamaza Ho is. That's another thing with Spread'em that I called. That is a Gmail address that I have, but that's not my name. But somehow somebody wasn't paying attention. They didn't listen. They thought they knew what they thought they knew what I was going to say, what I blah, blah, didn't listen to me and just went ahead on thinking they knew. So now my name, do I sound like a Yamaza Ho? Don't answer that. You can't. You don't answer that. But regardless, trust me, I'm not Yamaza Ho. Trust me. I look in the mirror. I don't think I look like one. Maybe I do. But regardless, that's not me. But it's been me for the past couple of years because it doesn't matter. I don't care what you call me, sir. I don't care. If you'll just allow me to be a good customer, you send me the bill, give me the service, and I'll pay it. I've never been late, not one time, the whole time I had the service. Now I've tried to move. I tried to pay the bill. The thing told me I had a credit for $76. I said, uh-oh, that's probably not a good thing. So I'm wondering in the back of my mind, why would I have it? Is it a courtesy thing? Or is that the order that was supposed to be here that they didn't get right, that they're supposed to send me my money back with credit? I don't need a credit. I need my money back. So, and then number two is, well, what about the Yamaza Ho thing? Did that account transfer over as I asked it to, but apparently it didn't. So I don't care which account gets going. I want my high-speed thing added to it, and I want this unfucked if somebody can do that. And I don't care. Again, you stick whatever name you want to on there. If you just keep me, and then the last thing, the icing on the cake, was the woman wanted my ID, some kind of little 4-digit ID. I said, where I find that, man? On your bill. I said, the bill that you don't have the right address on, the bill that you ain't even sent yet, that bill? Man, I'm telling you, I need a job application at that place. I am very frustrated.
I believe you have a cell phone that ends in 5571. Right?
I do.
What I'm going to do real quick is send you a text message with an authentication number on it. You're just going to tell me what that number is once you get it, okay?
Yes, I will.
And then I do see like 4 accounts here, 2 with Yamaza.
God,
Yamaza. And then I see one with D. Bergner and another with David Bergner.
Oh, y'all need some help there, bud. You really do want to send me that job application. I'm telling you, you need some help.
I don't know who puts them in. I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing.
Well,
so I'm going to try to work my way through all these real quick and see what I can find. All right.
I know that you have multiple things for me. Don't feel bad about it. Duke Power's the same way. I don't know where you are. Duke Power I'm in North Carolina. Duke Power owns half of North Carolina, and they're working on the other half. And they don't have a clue. These people do not have a clue. And
Right.
I got stories with them too, bud. So it's not just spread 'em. It's not just Duke Energy. It's not just Amazon. It's not just eBay. It's everybody. It's everybody right now in this world because of what's going on. Everybody's using it as an excuse. They don't have to do anything, yet they can keep their job. So, welcome. America's a hell of a place to live right now.
I'm pretty sure there's been debates on which era was better and worse than others, but
I enjoyed the previous one, but I'm telling you, as far as people don't want to do anything and got their hand out and don't deserve it, no, they living large right now. Yeah, they are.
I'll be at work, so I'm probably missing a lot of
Well,
that.
I'm at work. That's where I see it most. I happen to be a service trades technician. Yes, sir. But I go
Okay.
into people's homes 2 and 3 a day, at different homes every single day. 220 working calendar days a year plus. I see people for what they really are. I don't judge. I don't care. Nobody's perfect. I'm not there for that reason. But while I'm there, I notice what I'm looking at. I'm only human. And I'm telling you, bud, this changed a whole lot. I see a just lapse of care. It's all falling on the next person. These people, everyone that I'm coming in contact with, for the most part, 80% plus, is with a "I'm going to get mine" mentality. And there's race has nothing to do with it. I work for everybody on this planet, every color in the rainbow. Race don't have anything to do with this, bud. Everybody is suffering from the same sickness.
Well, that's understandable. We're all in the same system.
Yeah, that's right, bud. We're all under the same thumb. That's right.
All right, so let me do this. Let me try to pull up some of these accounts to see which one of these are actually rocking as your account. I mean, the fact that you've got 5 accounts here and now there's just a lot to look at, so I'm going to have to get started, okay? All right, now, did you get that text message that I sent you?
I'm sure. Let me look. Spread them. 38, 20. Oh, no, that's how long I've been on the phone. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, it should be a text message that has a 6-digit number.
No, sir, I don't.
All right, I'm going to try it again. Okay, give me 1 second.
I noticed my account statement is ready. Y'all see this? Account statement is ready.
Okay. All right, so this is sending out. It should give you a text message in just a minute. I just went back in the system and sent that over to you, okay?
I got it now. It's
All right, thank you.
069410.
069410.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, sir.
this is the last one here. And then there's an issue affecting your service. Call. Well, I did.
All right, so
Anyway.
I know it's not that one.
God, Jesus. I can't believe my position in this thing yet. I'm not surprised.
All right, so this is for 109. Jeez. All right, give me 1 second. I got to show some things to my supervisors, all right?
I know, man. I bet they ain't going to believe it. I don't believe it myself.
Yeah, well,
I appreciate it, bud. Take your time.
not a problem. Thank you, sir.
No, he called back. He called back. I got him on the line right now. It's him. It's him. Y'all come listen. All right, all right, all right. Shh, shh, shh. I'm putting him on speakerphone now. Yo, shh, shh, shh. Come on now. You're going to mess it up. Well, I suppose I ought to pause this part. I can't think of nothing smart ass to say. I'm totally out of, I just don't even feel it no more. And this is taking a while, so blah, 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 poof.
A lot of things going on, man. It's like, it's unbelievable how many of these accounts are still up and running.
Well, my question is pretty simple, bud. That you got the hard part. I am one person. I've only had the account not quite 3 years. I've moved twice. How did this happen to me? How could it possibly happen?
Probably because of the moving. The system jammed it somehow. Not really sure.
But I was I was being called your miles a hoe before I left Amity Court. I know, right? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. So, man, you go right ahead, because you just need to know. Here, look, here's one. I just made this account the other day. I cannot for the life of me believe that someone did not take this already. You ready for this? Duress. You understand what it's like to be under a state of duress?
Yes.
Duress to kill. How the fuck is that? Duress to kill. Oh man, everybody, I'm like, why didn't you think of this? Why didn't you think of this email? Why in the world why hadn't it even been in the universe? It didn't exist. It wasn't in Google, never heard of it. Nobody's no icon, there's no nothing, no mention, no patent, no copyright, no nothing. That took me 50 years to think of it.
Well, Mr. Bergner, I gotta go over some things with you real quick. So I'm gonna try to get your I'm gonna try to get your services on at 109 West Polar Avenue. Okay?
Popular.
Popular.
No, no. I'm not popular. It's named after a bunch of trees around here. I happen to live on the one that's named after a poplar tree. That's correct.
All right. So just popular. That's good. Because it doesn't sound like there's a U in there anyway.
Poplar Avenue, I believe is the correct 109 West Poplar. Ooh, I found that's very important. West Poplar Avenue, Carborough, North Carolina. Ooh, you should come visit. 27510.
Thank you. Now, with that being said, let's talk about things that you're going to do at the 109 West Poplar Avenue versus what you had at the other services, okay?
Man.
It's absolutely showing me no services, no video, no internet, no voice.
That's right. Well, that's what I got right now, so your thing's showing correctly.
Okay. So...
All right, let me just back up. This is very simple. This is very simple. I originally got the $50 plan. I had it for a right good while. Y'all tried to go up to $70 for some reason. I called and pitched the damn fit, and you came back and you gave it to me for $55. So I've been paying the $55. Everything was fine. Then I moved. But in the Yamaza Ho thing now, I can't explain that. That took place while I was still at Amity Court. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know when that happened, but it had to be within the course of 16 months. So I got the service. The man showed up. He didn't want to put, I don't know why. He lied. They sent somebody else. I had to run the wire. I did the thing. We got it up and running, blah, 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 and didn't have any trouble that I can remember, except for the billing, because I had it crazy bill, and I said, no, it's not. I'm not going to come get it. And so we got that fixed out. And then I moved. That's where the first mistake that I'm aware of, they put it in the wrong location, then wanted to charge me to fix it. And that's no, hell no. And then that's where I got the courtesy cap thing. I've got a high-speed download, upload. Oh, it's supposed to last for 3 years. It goes on. Even if you close this account out and you start again, I said, what if I get to go to jail for a year? What's going to happen? Because I'm not going to jail for a year, I hope. But I was just saying as a scenario, what would be a reason for someone to discontinue services for about that period of time and then try to reestablish them. That's the only thing my stupid self could come up with right quick. So I used it as an analogy. And no problem, sir. If that happens, this thing is good for 3 years. So if you cut and come back and blah, blah, and there's part of your 3, it will apply. I said, yeah, I believe that, don't I? But I recorded it. So in North Carolina, that makes it true. Just got to go to court with it. And so everything was fine. Again, I thought. Then I realized I'm going to move. I got a roommate over here. I said, you know what? He's responsible. He's a good roommate. Why don't I and here's part I'm not going to really say that I said, why don't I just allow him to keep this account? Nobody knows who the hell it belongs to anyway. And as long as he pays for it, everybody will be happy. Meanwhile, I'm moving, and I heard about this offer they got. Let me call about that and see if I can do better. Well, I did do better, according to the phone call that I had and video that I made. Oh, man, I was getting cable and everything for $65 a month. Oh, well, no. Then it turned into like $80 a month when the equipment got here. That's what I thought. So I said, no. I don't do bait and switch. I said, so you come get your little equipment back and turn the thing on over here. And that's what happened. I had to call a representative. I gave him the serial number off the back of the box. I get all of this. You tell.
Give me 1 second. I'm just checking on something for you real quick, okay?
But you say that this is one piece of equipment. That it's not like it's the same serial number that's been registered to this account the entire time off of this equipment. Nothing has changed there. And so even if the name, I would think that would be an aspect that would be a fail-safe. Because I don't understand how to put it any better. Again, I don't do this for a living, but I hate being on the phone with you right now. You're a nice person, by the way. You're making this very pleasurable for me. Oh, God. If he's even still there. I don't know. They get mad and hang up on me every once in a while. Or my favorite. Let me put you on hold and never come back and see. I know they got a little red light that shows that they can see that little red light. I bet they got a running pool, man. All right, I got one. And they're taking bets, ain't they? All right, 5 minutes. I put 5 minutes. I got 20, said he goes 15. Well, you the one that 20. My dumb ass did wait 15 minutes. I did. But that's not 15 minutes. That's what they call it. That's a quarter hour. You only get 8. I mean, you sleep 8, you work 8, you got 8 for you. So that's a quarter of one of my hours is what that was. And then, according to this thing, I'm not looking in the right place, but oh, it's another hour. So it's another hour and a quarter. I've only got 8. They've got 1 entire 1/8 of my life right here. Right here. It's like selling your soul to Satan, isn't it?
I understand, but I gotta ask you some questions, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. I didn't realize you were there. I'm talking to my YouTube people.
Ooh, you're a streamer.
No, not at all. I think I've got like 6 views on my six whole views. You know why? Because stuff like that. Because I'm barking to the world, bud, and I'm trying to tell everybody about my experience of stuff that happens to me, and you ain't gonna believe this, and nobody cares.
No, your algorithm's a little off yet. So, but it'll get there. If you got 6 people, you'll be all right. That's better than 0, and that's how I always say it. When I started my stream, I started with 0, and now I get up to 8 to 9 people, but it's better than 0, and every day you do it, it just gets better and better. But I need to talk to you about the 109 West Poplar Avenue, real quick, Apartment J, okay? Now, I'm making sure you are Apartment J.
I am.
All right. Now, because of what happened to you and how long you've been disconnected at that location, they're going to allow me to set you up as a brand new customer, which means you're going to qualify for the brand new price points as well. You're also going to have to get that credit switched over to this location here. But think about it like this. Everything I do today will make sure it gets set up. If we need to, I can send out a professional installer to make sure it's done properly the one time.
Oh, well, you did something. You mentioned something. That's the most encouraging thing I've heard. Every phone call I've had so far is you mentioned transferring a credit.
Well, it looks like one of those accounts that you say are yours.
That's right.
Like,
and I'm gonna tell you what. I told the man right there when he was on the other video when he came pick the stuff up. I told him right there, and I said, I got the money tied up in it. You think I'll ever see it? And I'm not going to even say his response. I did not show his face because. And man, he works there. He understood. But anyway, bud, don't take this personal. Don't take this. But I told you, you're a nice person. You're helping me. I'm just trying to just convey a little bit of experience. This is, and I'm one person. And I'm tell you this. I don't mind if everything that's happened to me. I'll blame every bit of it on Dice. I blame it. I already did. You tell me, bud, that I'm the only one, and I'll never open my mouth and complain about this again.
I'm sure you're not. So.
But unfortunately, I'm sure I'm not. That's the part that makes me shudder right there. I'm not.
Well, in those cases, we still try to do our best to get you guys taken care of, which is what I'm going to try to do right now.
And
what I need to go over with you is how and what we need to do in the household for you to make sure that you're good, okay?
Ooh.
So I want to show you or talk to you about some packages that we do have and see if any of these will be beneficial to you while you're in the home.
Let me make that a little easier for you. I can barely afford the $55 I was paying. I had some kind of little deal that was added to it as a courtesy, again, for what I had been through previously on those accounts. And so I'm willing to keep just that. That the man had promised me some kind of, it was limited, but it was cable for an additional $10 a month, $67. Now, if that's something that actually exists, then yes, I could possibly consider that. There's something else I can do without, and I can pay the $3 extra a month. But again, I'm on a set income, bud. The money I can't make it come. I can't give myself a raise, and so if I can afford it, I'll keep it. But the day I can't, bud, it's got to go. And so I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have it right now. So anything that you can do for me, trust me, I appreciate it.
No, you're good. We don't have contracts. So So the one thing that you're going to get right away is an option to make the choices you need whenever you need to make them. That's the best part about this, okay? So if you need to make a change to your services, you'll be able to do that without any penalties or any of the other things that come with that.
That's not
So,
true. They charged me $20
I need to ask you, in your TV
package.
package that you said that you had the last time, were there anything besides locals that you like watching? We know that local channels give you guys like the basics, so we're trying to move past the locals and see if there's anything else you like watching, like sports or drama in those categories.
Bud, I have not had cable in almost 10 years. I really don't have time to sit down and watch a whole bunch of stuff. I've got DVDs. It's the world we live in, right? Everything's got everything on it now. And so I've got 2 different cell phones that I have to maintain. And between all of that, yeah, I really don't. I mean, what I do miss is my local television. I can pick up 3 or 4 channels. Ever since they went digital, then I've had problems with just basic television. And so I've got an antenna. It's a little cheapo antenna. It picks up, I don't know, 8, 10 channels, and I get that. So I'm not desperate, but I thought from what the man had described to me, and then you'll have to go back and watch the video yourself, bud. It's on my channel to see what all he offered me. It was like 13 channels. It wasn't much. And was it 13? Was it
it may have been like the choice 10.
You know,
I think we now removed it to the choice 15.
18? Was it 10? I don't. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't remember specifically what the number was. All I remember was the bottom line was I can afford that. Yes, go ahead and hook me up. Your new customer, your new place. Okay, go ahead and send it. We're going to have somebody come out and do it. No, you don't need to. Trust me, I've done this. I am at least, I can plug a damn wire in, bud. Trust me. You ought to see my little thing over here. It looks neat as a pin. I spent hours on all this last night, and that's what caused the problem. I realized, ultimately, at some point, it would have been a problem anyway. But last night, man, 12 o'clock at night, with nobody to be able to assist me till the next day, that I didn't know any of that until I don't know. I didn't appreciate that at all. I did not. And plus, I was in the middle of a download in my game systems that I'm scared it's going to, you can't do that. And now I'm going to have to delete that and redo it is what I think.
And reinstall it?
Yeah. And right in the middle, man. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Life, right? It's all run by dice. I'm telling you, they got control of everything. Damn blueberries.
So. All right, so you like local channels. You haven't had cable in the last 15 years, and you just mentioned that you use game systems. Are you doing it through computers, or are you using like an Xbox or PlayStation?
I just got a PlayStation 4. I had a PlayStation 3. So far, I haven't had trouble with either one of them ever that I can remember until something happened. Something happened somewhere, and I called back, and they said, "Oh, you got the thing." And I said, "Well, I'm not paying for the thing." They said, "No, you're not. You're supposed to have the stuff." And they said, "Let me put the stuff on there," and that was it. And I haven't had any problems since.
All right, so that sounds like they gave you internet without Wi-Fi at the time, but they rectified that. Good. And then you said you got 2 cell phones, right?
I do.
Now, my job is to try to help you save money anywhere we can. And like I told you earlier, I'll be glad to help you with your connectivity needs and to try to see what we can do to help pay for those services. Who would your cell phones be through?
One is Verizon, and one is through Straight Talk.
All right, Verizon and Straight Talk.
And I'm getting ready to switch over to Mint for both of them.
All right. Now, what's making you want to switch to Mint?
$20 a month.
Now, is that for unlimited talk and text with data?
I don't know how much data. I do get data. I do get data, but it's not unlimited data. but I don't use that much data on the phone until I use it, and then it's never enough. So it doesn't matter. Either I've got it or I don't.
Well, let me ask you this question.
The bottom line is something that's going to be consistent. Because right now, Verizon, what I can say about them is they are consistently inconsistent. How about that?
Okay. Now, what type of cell phone do you have with your Verizon plan?
What is this thing? Samsung A30, Galaxy A50, 50A.
Samsung.
Yeah,
Right.
medium, lower, medium end. I cannot have a good phone. They don't last long. My phone and concrete soon meet each other. Very soon.
Oh.
So this phone that I'm speaking to you on is $50 phone. So
Understood.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's good. Listen, I didn't up until like Sunday buy expensive phones, but I finally bought another expensive phone, so I do understand, but I did get a case. That was the only thing that was probably going to save it. And then with your Straight Talk, which series phone are you using with that one?
The cheap one.
Now, is that a Samsung?
Oh, you
also,
did.
or
I'm
LG?
sorry, you did. This is a Samsung. I don't know what this thing is.
So it's also Samsung.
I won't run anything else.
Okay. There's not a problem with that. Brand loyalty is also good.
No, it's not loyalty. I've been pushed in the corner on this thing. Samsung spies and tries to know everything I'm doing. They think they're entitled like Google. But Samsung is, you can at least they're you can put reins on them. You can put a governor on them. Google, you can't stop fucking Google. So that's all there is to that. But I'm not kidding, bud. If I was the NSA and I wanted to know anything about terrorists, I'd put that money in my pocket and I'd get all the information I needed on terrorists, anybody else, off of Facebook and all the rest of that social media. Because that damn they ain't gonna put it, well, we're fixing to blow it up. And they put it on Facebook. So it was, what the hell? What the hell?
All right, so the reason I'm asking that is because we have a couple of unlimited options for our talk and text plans, and you having two phones, you could bring your two phones over here and save quite a few dollars.
I see where you're going, bud. I wish I'd have caught you sooner. I am not going to do anything with these cell phones.
Okay.
That's absolutely the bottom line on that.
As well.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem. So listen, it looks like you got a lot of things going on in that address. It looks like you don't watch a lot of TV for me to ask.
I ain't had time to, man. I have not had. You need to be here. You need to be here about 3 days. You trust me. You're gonna want to go home.
I understand. I mean, everybody's version of life is different, but with that being said,
well, it's not a bad life. Trust me, it's not a bad life.
It doesn't sound like it.
It's just what it is unnecessarily complicated. Every bit of what I'm going through is avoidable. But here's my analogy. You know why the deer? You hear the deer just stand there in the middle of the road. You think, why in the hell wouldn't the creature have enough damn sense to move? And I'm going to tell you why right now. I finally figured it out. I am that deer. I understand completely why. Because if he goes to the right, you're going to swerve to the right. You swerve to the left. If he goes to the left, you're swerving to the right. He knows this already. This is his experience. His experience tells him the best thing he can do is stay right where the hell he is.
All right. Well, in this experience, I'm going to direct this in a different direction. So, listen. In your area, we got a special going on. This is going to give out our customers 125 TV channels and shows. If variety is something that you like, and I know you said you got a lot of DVDs, so that means you've got content in all kinds of categories.
That's in case the internet goes out.
Which is a good reason to have DVDs. most of us wish we still had DVDs or some of the things that we still enjoying. So this is where this is going to come in with the 125 TV channels and shows. This would allow for you to have whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want, if it's a little bit or a lot of it. But like I said, it would definitely generate all your services as far as what you would like to watch in whatever category that will be in. With that being said, with your internet services, let's talk about how you're going to use your services. I know one of the things you like to do is you do have a game system, a PlayStation 4.
That's it.
You're running 2 cell phones right now off of it.
No. The cell phones, I do not. My cell phones are, they are work. One of them's work. One of them's leisure. I turn that thing off every chance I get. The only reason I have that thing on is for if family members. I need a third phone. Do you hear me? A third phone.
Yes.
That I can turn the second phone off. So I can have a third phone that if the family members call, I'll actually have a phone that somebody can get in touch with me and nobody else. But every telemarketer in the country seems to have my number at this point. And I am one of the few people that was one of the things that I guaranteed, and I still stand behind it. If you call me and I'm able, I'll answer the phone. And if I don't answer the phone, I will call you back shortly. Because I'm either on the phone, I can't swap calls, or I'm just in the service area and I didn't get the call. But I will get.
One of the good things about this package is it actually has an option for another phone for you, and you don't have to have an unlimited data plan to use it. It allows for you to make the same long distance local calls and have another that you can put on your current phones as a forwarding number.
I do appreciate that, Bud, but there is nothing that you can say. I don't care if it's free. There's nothing you can say that will get me to change these phones and bind it.
No. This is what I said, remember? I said I have a way for you to have another phone line without you changing your services, and you can forward any calls from that phone line to your current cell phones. So you can keep your 2 cell phones just the way they are. Get your third line, which you were just saying.
I do appreciate that, but right now I simply can't. I might have mentioned I can't afford that notion. That would be a luxury to me. That in an ideal world, it won't take much. Won't take much to change for me to be able to utilize that petition. Guys, I can't speak. I've lost a lot of sleep. Can you tell? For me to be able to utilize that aspect, but I just can't do it at this time.
I do understand, so listen.
I'm still trying to get out as cheap as I can on the internet, get my internet going so I can go to, I'm supposed to be at work. Do you know that? I'm supposed to be at work right now.
But you can see that I'm definitely at work, right?
But I point that out in just about every video, including this one. I'm the only one here that's not getting paid.
I do understand. We can always rectify that, too. We got people who need jobs in North Carolina, too, from us. So you might be able to go down there and clean up some things. You never know. But here's what I got, okay? I don't got a lot of information on you based off what's going on. So I'm just going to put this pitch together and see what happens. In your area, we got specials going on at $49.99 for TV, $49.99 for home phone, and $14 for our not our cell phone, but our home phone service is $14, internet is $49, and then TV would be $49. The package after it's all said and done would be $148.98. I know you said that you have a hard time with your services, and you have a limited amount of things you can pay for. So here's what I'm going to tell you about, because this may be something that you can do.
I'm back here shaking my head. You can't see me.
With your $49.99 internet service and your $5 Wi-Fi, you can have up to 15 channels that you choose from with the choice package. Now, it's similar to what the guy was offering you last time, but at least this time you will know I will at least get it turned on properly for you. With all that being said, out the door Give me 1 second. This is what this will look like for you, okay?
Drum roll.
And would you need us to put a box in the house? Probably. Let me just see, yeah.
No.
No? You still got the box there?
You're talking about the equipment,
router.
the router, and yeah, I don't need it. I just brought it with me. That's what I did the first time. I left Amity Court.
Oh.
I took it with me. I plugged it up. It didn't work. I called. I said, why doesn't it work? They said, oh, you got to do blah, 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 blah. I called back, more blah, blah. They didn't. And then finally I talked to somebody, said, did you go on the internet and do the thing? What? Wait a minute. What? Yeah, you got to do that. What? Oh, I spoke to about 4 or 5 different people. Don't everybody know that? Is that like some secret information that only you had? Yeah, no, everybody knew it. Nobody mentioned it, so I had to do it, right? Everything was fine.
Yeah,
so
everybody's not in the same department, so there would be things that billing would know that I absolutely would not have a clue about.
Well, that's something that right there. Okay, that's one thing. So yeah, I need that job application. And then, so anyway, it worked. That was the bottom line. It worked. It was the same equipment. I took it over. I plugged it in. They worked the magic, beepity beep beep, and then the lights worked. So then let's don't